Heyo, my name's Rufin, and it's November, the time where people do things, and things that people don't do in November. It's finally gonna be that time of the year again. Christmas! I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year.
But what about Thanksgiving?
New Year's resolutions. Do I have to explain what it is? New Year's resolution is where you commit to do something for an entire year, starting from the beginning of January and all the way to the end of December. This can range from things like start working out, quit smoking or drinking, start eating healthy. It doesn't have to be those things specifically, but the idea is to do something positive for yourself. Self-improvement. I haven't heard about what it was until I was in middle school. Or was it high school? What's the difference between the two anyway? Once I heard about what New Year's resolutions were, I didn't really like the idea. Why do I have to do something for an entire year? Why can't I just do whatever it is I want to accomplish at whatever time I want? And why is that if I fail it once, then all of a sudden the entire New Year's resolution is ruined and I have to try again next year? I thought that was stupid. And because of the way I thought of it, I never tried it once. I was a young teenager at the time. Flash a little forward to a couple of years later, I moved out to Germany with my mother, and it was around the time when I decided that I want to become a storytime YouTuber. And I knew that if I was gonna go that route, I need to learn how to draw. I was never an artist before, but I always loved art. And my favorite type of videos that I loved watching on YouTube was storytime animators. I relate so much to them. Listening to their stories was entertaining, and their art skills were the absolute cherry on top. I watched them around the time when they blew up in popularity, which is well deserved in my opinion. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, before I moved out to Germany, I returned to my home country after living in Canada for almost 10 years, and it was one of the lowest points in my life. It's something I want to talk about more in another video. I decided to watch storytime videos again after not watching any for like 2 years, just to escape from reality. I came across a YouTuber who I didn't watch a lot of their videos back then called Sugar. I don't know why, but I was all of a sudden hooked. I watched her draw my life videos, and it was then that I decided what I wanted to do with my life. I want to become a storytime YouTuber. And just like that became a priority for me. A goal to achieve, to be more specific. So when I began living in Germany, I decided to try something I haven't tried before. My first New Year's resolution. And what will it be? Pick up a piece of paper, a pencil, and draw something. Every day. What's the goal here? To learn how to draw, and become an artist. I bought a stack of papers, and a folder where I can place my drawings, right before the New Year's. The year has arrived, 2024, and just like that, I was drawing every day. And here are my drawings. Not a single day was missed. In this video, I'm gonna show you some of my drawings, from the beginning and all the way to the end. Now, just so you know, I'm not gonna show every single drawing, because then the video would be 3 or 4 hours long, and it would be really boring. So I'm just gonna show you some of the drawings that I think is worth mentioning. I will also do it completely unscripted. I may or may not struggle to talk. Enjoy! So I'm gonna start showing off my drawings as part of my New Year's resolution that I did back in 2024, which was last year, starting from the first day. And as you can see, it's supposed to be kind of like a lake, a little yacht there, a bunch of trees here, and a bunch of mountains. And for some reason, the mountains from the further back are bigger for some reason. Normally when you draw mountains, from a faraway distance, they're supposed to be smaller. But it's not the case here. Also, a little cat, for some reason. Around this time, around January 4th, I made my first drawing of my avatar, of my little character. And around this time, I bought a bunch of books. Did I use them? No, because they're all in German, and around the time I did not know how to read German, but I did use one of the books, this one. It comes with 1,007 sketches, drawings, and it's just a guidebook. It shows you how to draw, like this for instance, starting from here all the way to here. Now I should probably let you know that I didn't use it for all of my drawings. I would say around 60 to 75% of it was from the book, and the other remaining percent are drawings that I came up with. So here's the first version of me. As you can see, I had a different hairstyle at the time. I was still trying to come up with how to draw my character. As you can see, I had different eyes, and I tried coloring it, and you can probably see by the coloring, I did not do a good job of it, but hey, everyone's got to start somewhere. And here's the very first drawing of a car. This is supposed to be a DeLorean DMC-12, and it sure doesn't look like it. And here is a sketch of a card that I came up with. It's called a Rolson RS9. Yes, RS9. That's supposed to be an S. And it's something. Here's me again. I look like Mario for some reason. Here's another drawing of me. Look at those eyes. Those are definitely eyes if you can see it. The legs look completely flat. It looks like someone just threw in a pair of pants on the chair. It doesn't look like actual legs. Here's another drawing of me again with a different hairstyle and different eyes, and yeah, not much to say here. Rocket ships that I've drawn, and another version of me, much better version, but still different. What are those fingers though? Doesn't look like fingers at all. Okay, probably best to move on to something else. Here's another version of me again, and contemplating about my life decisions. Here's the first iteration of my signature. And this is a car. It's definitely a car, all right. Bunch of flowers that I've drawn, and me again. This is supposed to be a reference on how to draw me from different angles, like front side, right side, left side, back side, how to draw eyes, and how to draw mustache. Did I end up using this to help me out drawing? No. Why is my thumb bigger than my fingers? There's a really nice palm tree. Trees, more trees, and me again. Something's wrong with those hands. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or else I won't do anything about it. Just please subscribe. Now this is supposed to be a drawing of a Ferrari, and you could probably see that the lines don't really look that good. I traced it from a poster that I got from a magazine. So yeah, that's why it looks the way it does. Here's a cool looking castle. That looks cool at least. Here's another car, a Volkswagen. You probably never heard of this before. It's called the Volkswagen SP2. This was sold exclusively for Brazil in the 1970s. It's a pretty slow car, but at least it looks cool. Here's me again, holding a camera. And here's a drawing of me holding an accordion. That's supposed to be an accordion. What's with those hands? That looks completely off. And I'm not happy about it. Can I interest you in some Fanta? When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Here's a drawing of a Porsche 911. It doesn't look right. I tried sketching it from, I don't remember if it was from a magazine or from a video thumbnail, but yeah, it does not look right at all. I wasn't really happy about this one. Here's a drawing of a DeLorean again, and I wasn't happy about it, so I made a better one on the same day. And well, it's definitely better than the last one, but you could still kind of see that it doesn't look right. It looks a little bit off. Now this, I can tell you for sure that this does not look good. It's supposed to be a BMW E9. And wheels though. Yep, the wheels do not align properly. This is what's wrong with the front of it? This looks like a limo or something. Now here's something a little bit better. A Mazda RX-7. You could probably tell by the look that it's a modified RX-7. I actually kind of like how it turned out at the end. A Subaru Impreza 22B. One of my all-time favorite Subarus. It's my dream car. Here's another drawing of me inside of a car, and I don't look happy about it at all. There's a lot of stuff here. Now this is a Porsche 964. As you can tell, this looks better than the last Porsche that I've drawn, and you're probably wondering why did you color it with a marker. I did that on purpose so that I can take a perfect picture and post it on Instagram. I have an Instagram in case if you didn't know. Here's a drawing of a colibri, and that straight line. You could poke someone's eyeballs out with that. Here's an owl with interesting eyes. Now this is a drawing that I did of my dream setup. I was hoping to get a computer, Alienware computer. For some reason, Alienware computers are not really that good nowadays. Here's a drawing tablet and a microphone. My current setup that I have, I really like it. It's good enough for me. I'm still hoping to get an actual computer one day, but they're pretty darn expensive. I don't know anything about building PCs, so I'm planning on getting one pre-built. Here's a drawing of me holding a katana. And I think around this time, this is when I started to figure out what kind of hairstyle I wanted to go with. Croissant. Look at that giraffe. Around this time, this was when I got myself a PlayStation 5. I already had one previously, but not with me in Germany. So when I moved out to a place where I can call home, I bought myself a PlayStation 5 Slim. And yeah, I still have it with me. The console doesn't look so bad. The controller could have been drawn better, for sure. Now this was for April Fool's Day, and this is based off from SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Oh my gosh, you're bald!
Oh Jesus, that's horrifying. His mouth is open so wide, the grass is clipping through the back of his head.
I have special eyes.
Would you look at that? Look at that squirrel. Gummy worm. Here's a drawing that I did. We received a picture of the time when we were hanging out in Austria. Here's me and here's my mom. Yeah, it definitely looks like something. Here's a drawing that I did in April 20th, which is 420 Weed Day. That's supposed to be Snoop Dogg.
Smoke weed every day. Yay.
There's a drawing of a Ferrari Enzo that I did, and I still really like the way how it turned out at the end. I struggled with the proportions of it, but it ended up looking really nice. If you take a good look at it, you could probably see some imperfections, of course, and of course, nothing is perfect when it comes to my drawings, but honestly, I still really like how it turned out. Here is a drawing I did of me as a musketeer, I believe, and me as a cowboy. Here's a really cool looking tree. Around this time, I got myself a fresh pair of Adidas shoes, one of my first ones, I believe, and so I decided to draw one for some reason. Here is a stick. A stick. It's supposed to be an old F1 car, but it just looks like one of those types of cars from Pinewood Derby. Here is a drawing of an avocado. It looks like a pear. Pirocado. Puns. Please laugh. Now here's a drawing of a lawnmower. Now you may be wondering, why is it worth bringing it up? Because that day, 20th of May 2024, I only had 30 minutes to draw something. For that entire day, I almost forgot to draw something, and around 11 p.m. I remembered, oh no, I forgot to draw something. So I only had half an hour, and I managed to draw something just in time. And yeah, a lawnmower. It definitely looks like a lawnmower. Here's a drawing of milk. And what are those hands? Why do I struggle with drawing hands? Wow, those are some pair of fresh Nike shoes. My mom's favorite brand. Sausage. Here's another drawing of me, and another drawing of me, but this time wearing a really nice looking jacket. And then the very next drawing is wearing another nice jacket. Why are the hands so small? And why did I thought it was a good idea to draw nails? What was I thinking? Here's a drawing of Pedro the raccoon. Remember the Pedro meme? Me too. Here's a drawing of a Pip-Boy. Around the time I was watching the Fallout Netflix series, and I really liked it. I played the games, not all of them, but some of them, and I did ended up liking it, and the show itself was actually pretty good, and one day I decided to draw a Pip-Boy. And, yep, it definitely looks like a Pip-Boy. Here's a drawing of a dolphin, and I really like how it turned out. I really like the splash, the water splash here. That looks pretty cool, I think. And the dolphin looks pretty good as well. What is with that umbrella? And the head as well, the face, the hair. What I would do now is make the hair closer here. Or at the very least, make the eyes, make the face a bit slightly bigger. It doesn't look right. I'm not really a big fan of how it turned out. How did I predict I was gonna wear glasses? This is something I only just started wearing recently. And what's wrong with those fingers? Can you take a guess what this is supposed to be? It's supposed to be a paintbrush. This was drawn on 4th of July, Independence Day. Despite the fact that I live in Germany, I thought, hey, why not? And so, yeah, holding a musket and wearing an American hat. Pretty cool. Here's a drawing of a Chevrolet Impala SS from 1964, and something with the wheels. They don't quite look right. It's supposed to be a lowrider, but it could have been drawn better. Yep, it ended up looking like this at the end. Alright, now this is interesting. This was drawn on 14th of July 2024. This was my 21st birthday. Holding a cake. The cake looks way too big, and the hands don't quite look right. Yeah. This was drawn around the time when I visited Stuttgart. I made a video about it about 5 months ago, I think. So if you're interested about it, feel free to check it out if you haven't already. But on the 15th of July, I was driving go-karts, and that's what this drawing is about. It looks kind of off, but I tried. Drawn at Stuttgart. Here's a drawing of a Mercedes, because that day I visited the Mercedes Museum, also drawn at Stuttgart. And here's a drawing of a Porsche, and it doesn't really look right. Drawn at Stuttgart, a Porsche 928, and I'm not really a big fan of how this drawing turned out. Now this drawing, I really like it. I really like how I drawn the hands. Of course, not perfect, but it's definitely much better than the previous ones. This is what I used as a sketch for my profile picture. I don't use that profile picture anymore. I have a new one now, but yeah, this is where it started. Here's a drawing of my mother. Really nice. Here's me at a campfire. And here's me on a drawing tablet. And it looks okay. Here's a drawing of a Porsche 914. And the reason why this one also has marker lines is because this is another drawing that I posted on Instagram. And here's another drawing of a DeLorean. And honestly, this looks much better than the previous one. Although the front looks kind of off, doesn't look accurate to the car. Here's me sitting on a chair. Those are tiny. Here's a drawing of a Satsuma GT. This is from a video game called My Summer Car. I've never played it, but I know it's a pretty good game. Now here's this drawing, and you may be wondering, what is this? This was around the time when I got dreams, and I wanted to draw something, but I did not know what, so I just looked at here, and yeah, a Pirelli tire. Here is a drawing of a sack boy wearing a banana suit, and then the very next day, I believe, I drawn Hot Sock. Here is another drawing of me, and as you can see, this one is fully colored. Except for the skin tone, because I didn't have any skin tone colors, but that doesn't really matter. The reason why I went through this effort, it's because this is my first thing that I posted on Instagram. Here's a drawing of a turbo that I did, and then a drawing of a steering wheel that I did. And here's a random drawing of a car. This doesn't really look right. Something's not right with the roof. And why is there nothing here? There should be you should be able to see like a bottom of the car if it's, from this position, but there isn't. It looks completely wrong, and I'm not happy about it. And here's a drawing of me. I don't know why, but I look like a child. Here's a drawing of the first PlayStation controller without any analog sticks, and I'm not really happy how it turned out. And then the very next drawing, this one turned out really well. This was around the time when I bought myself a PlayStation VR 2. Why? Because I thought I was gonna play some VR games, but I ultimately didn't really play it much. I've only played Gran Turismo 7 and No Man's Sky, and it's a really great experience, but I get motion sickness pretty quick, and just like that, I haven't touched it in a long time. I still have it with me inside of a box that I haven't opened once I moved into a new apartment, and I don't have any plans on playing it again. Here's a random drawing of a popsicle, and the very next drawing is a ship, which is inspired from No Man's Sky. And as you can see, it's colored, and the reason for that is because I also posted it on Instagram. Here's a drawing of a nitrous oxide canister. Here is a drawing of a phone that I'm currently using right now to film this video, a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. Here's a drawing of a seal, and it's based off a plushie that I have. This is a seal that I bought when I got to Germany, and I really like it. Now this is another thing that I posted on Instagram, and it's again a Subaru Impreza 22B. I really like it. The front looks off, but apart from that, I really like how it turned out. Now this I am ashamed of. This is supposed to be a Nissan Skyline R34 GTR, and while the front looks okay, but everything else, good gosh, I was really struggling. And I just wanted to be done with it. And this drawing is the reason why I wrote down a warning on the folder. I was really unhappy with it that on the same day, I decided to draw it again, but much smaller, simpler, and I'm glad how this one turned out. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better. Here's a gaming chair. And here is a drawing of me wearing a jacket. The brown color is the same color as my hair. A PlayStation Platinum trophy. Jaffa cakes. Those are pretty delicious. Here's a drawing of an interior of a car. Can you take a wild guess what this interior is supposed to be based off of? It's based off of a DeLorean. Because of course it is. Here's a drawing of a bow with a sword as an arrow. Why? Because that's pretty cool. Now here's a drawing of a Maine Coon cat. It definitely looks like something. This is one of my mom's favorite cats, actually. And so one day I decided to draw one, and the next day, I believe, I drawn Bob Ross. I even tried to write his signature, tried to make a drawing of a painting, and him. And this is supposed to be based off that iconic picture. The hands look a little bit off, but honestly, I really like how it turned out. And hey, to quote the man himself, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Here's a drawing of a skateboarder that has taken a few hits. The skateboard looks pretty small. That's probably the reason why he got into a lot of accidents. Good gosh, what happened here? If one of the drawings didn't look like I was a 12-year-old, this one definitely does. Something's wrong with the head. The feet, meh, looks okay. The head doesn't look right. It should at least be, a few centimeters here, not the way it is here. I was really unhappy with it. Here's a drawing that I posted on Instagram, a BMW M3 E30. And honestly, I really like how it turned out. Although I will say the side view mirror looks off. It should have been, but it is what it is. Now, this drawing, this is based off of a dragon from A Never-Ending Story, I believe. It, looks okay, I guess. Could have been better. Here's a drawing of a brain. Yes, it has eyeballs. And no, I don't know why. Here's a drawing of a motorcycle based off of the Triumph, I forgot the name of it, but it's the one that was used in the movie The Great Escape. Here's another drawing of me. I tried to draw from a different perspective, and I'm not really happy with the way how it turned out. It's not really bad, but it definitely could have been better. Where's the nose? Is that supposed to be the nose? That's so tiny. Here's a drawing of a pet rock, Linguini the Rock. I don't know why I drew this. And here we got a drawing of something that That looks like a Minecraft shark, if you ask me. Good gosh, what is this supposed to be? Oh yeah, so around this time, I started playing Payday 3. I only played it for a few hours, and then I stopped playing the game, and I regret spending a lot of money on it. Now look at this. A loaf of bread. It's a German Shepherd as a loaf. And here's another drawing, but this time of a Maine Coon. Can you take a wild guess when this was drawn? Exactly. At Halloween. Here is peanut butter, 0% nuts. Here's a drawing of a Bugatti Veyron. And as you can tell by the marker lines, this is something I drawn for Instagram. A drawing of a Nissan 240SX, or a 200SX, or a 180SX. I think this is supposed to be based off of a 240, and I like how it turned out. And then the very next drawing I did was a Toyota Supra Mark IV, and I also like how it turned out. This looks completely wrong. Why is the neck so big? Why is my head so big? Why does my body look small? Why do hands look like that? And why do my legs look small? This doesn't look right. This is... I don't even know. And what is this excuse for a drawing? At this point, I was starting to get sick of drawing every day, and I just wanted to draw something at the very least, so yeah, that's why it looks like that. Here's a drawing of a Mazda Miata. Look at that front. That looks like a really happy Miata. Something's not right with the back. Around this time, I was really starting to get tired of drawing every day, and I just wanted to be done, so I just draw whatever I felt like drawing, whatever came to my mind, like glasses with vipers. There's a drawing of Santa Claus. It's the chest from Minecraft.
It's the dirt from Minecraft.
Here we got Windows XP background. Yes, that's what it's supposed to be based off of. Who is this guy? He looks so happy. Here is another drawing of a Volkswagen SP2, and this one looks much better than the last one, although the wheels could have been, a little bit higher, I guess, but it turned out the way it did. This was when I got my laptop and a microphone, and I also had a drawing tablet that I bought a few months earlier, I believe, and yeah, I started finally drawing digital art, and around this time, I was also getting pretty sick of drawing, but look, December 1st, I was almost done, and I wasn't gonna give up now. So I made a bunch of Christmas-related drawings. I can probably skim through this real fast. What is this supposed to be? Is that supposed to be, mistletoe? And this guy realized that he has no one to kiss. Here is a drawing of a wheel that's dripping from a pencil? Okay. What on earth is this? Is this supposed to be a robot giving out a brain? Because that sure does look like it. What is this? Life is hard sometimes. Here's a really bushy mustache. And then we have brown brick.
I understand why all the kids are playing this game these days. It's because they like to build brown bricks. It's the most fun you can possibly have.
Introducing the paintbrush pencil. I'm out of ideas. Right before the final day, I decided to draw a mountain, or like a view of a mountain. And here's the last drawing. It doesn't look that good. I was just so happy that I was finally done. Final day, kind of disappointing, but hey. I was done. I accomplished what I wanted to do. I freaking did it. I really did this to myself. I drew something every single day. And what do I have to show for it? This is what I have to show for it. And the best thing about being an artist, though, is that it doesn't matter how old you are, what you are, what kind of problems you have in life, whatever it is, anyone can do it, including you. And who cares about this? Who cares about this? As long as you're having fun, then that's all that matters. So that was it. That's how my 2024 New Year's resolution went. pretty darn successful, I would say. Yes, I know, 60 to 70% of the drawings were just me, and the other 40 to 30% were either cars, animals, random objects, or memes. When I began this journey, I didn't come up with a theme or anything like that when it came to what I should draw. As long as I drew something, then that was more than enough for me. The sole reason why I did this is to learn the basics of drawing, and I would say that I accomplished doing that, and I'm happy that I can finally draw. If you were to tell my younger self that I would do something like this in the near future, I wouldn't have believed you. In case you want to know, no, I didn't do another New Year's resolution for 2025. By that point, I burnt myself out. And besides, I now have a new YouTube channel to focus on. Will I do a New Year's resolution for 2026? No. Do I recommend you to do what I did? Absolutely, but do it a little bit differently. Instead of doing it every single day, make drawings during the weekend. You won't run out of ideas quickly like I did, and you will have more time to draw. That's all I've got to say. I hope you enjoyed this long video about a 22-year-old man showing off his drawings, while struggling to talk like a normal human being. If you want to see me on other platforms, follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram. That's it for now. I'll see you next time. Whenever that will happen.